All right, welcome back to the Youth Podcast, everybody. We are so excited that you are here, and we have our new guest this week. One of them is not a pineapple, we promise, even though the Instagram post was a pineapple. But that is okay. So we are here with Shane and Luke. Many of you probably know them, might even be in their small group. But we are just going to chit-chat today, and you're going to get to know a little bit more about them. Some fun things, some random things, some maybe faith-based things. We'll see where the conversation goes. So to start off, for those of you who don't know Shane and Luke, can you guys just briefly intro yourself, how you spend your day, what small group you lead, that kind of thing?
Luke, you can go first, buddy. Okay. I'll go. So my name's Shane. I lead the grade 9 and 10 small group. It's a combined group. I spend my days now in school in my house. I try to work out every day, but sometimes I get way too busy with school. Other than that, bike rides, hanging out with my fiance Marin when it's safe to do so. And yeah, that's about it. My life is not that exciting right now. But hopefully soon it will be.
My name is Luke. I am the co-leader with Shane, so I am as well I lead the grade 9 and 10 boys. I fill my days right now. I work at 3M, so 40 hours a week, sitting at my office, doing my work right now. It's from home, so that's kind of nice doing the pandemic thing. So I do that, and then I'm the same as Shane. I hang out with my wife, Tess. She's also a leader here at the North Park, and I usually fill my days with bike rides as well, working out, rock climbing, and then disc golfing. I'm really into disc golf, so I do a lot of that. So yeah, that'd be what I do.
Did Josh Black get you into disc golf?
No, well, kind of, but I heard about it a long time ago, and then Weston got me into it too. And me and Weston play all the time. That's who I go with. So
nice.
He's the leader too.
Where do you go rock climbing?
I do it at Junction in London.
Okay.
It's a really, really awesome rock climbing gym, so I would recommend.
I was there a few months ago, and it was so fun. Loved it. Yeah, fantastic.
It's just so fun, and the progress and everything it's amazing. So.
Well, you guys basically answered the first question that was given, but if you want to elaborate on it, you can. But the first question is, what are your hobbies? And it sounds like you've already said some of them.
I will go first. In case you haven't noticed from my room, I love football. I spend a lot of time looking at draft prospects and stuff like that and playing fantasy football. I'm in a league with a couple guys from high school, and it's if you don't know what fantasy football is, picture every player in the NFL all of a sudden doesn't have a team, and now you're you're drafting them to your team, and then you can trade them and stuff like that. And there's usually a little bit of money involved, $10, $15. We all pitch in, and then the winner has to host the draft next year, as well as they get the $110 for their efforts throughout the season. And yeah, that's what I do during football season. And I watch football, obviously, but that is my biggest hobby. But right now there's no football, so I don't do that.
And who is your team? Is it the Steelers? Is that what I'm seeing in the background?
Yes, it is.
And
it's everywhere in his room.
Even the wall color is yellow. Who is your all-time favorite player?
That's a tough question. So I always started watching football 10 years ago. And the whole time I've watched football, there's been one constant, the quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. So the easy answer is to say him, but I don't think it's him. I would have to say it is, where can I point to it? That guy, Troy Polamalu. He was a defensive player. Great guy, retired 6 years ago. Yeah, probably him.
All right, Luke, what are your hobbies?
Definitely, it's any sort of physical activity is definitely where I spend most of my time. I bike everywhere as well, so I'm always at least riding my bike to the gym or rock climbing. Cause obviously not you can do it in the winter. I choose not to, just because of the safety of that. I don't want to risk it for what we have to deal with in this climate. But I love, definitely. I would say my biggest hobby is physical activity. So. And
you do more road biking rather than mountain biking?
Yeah, I do the road biking. I do the Thames Trail most of the time if I'm riding anywhere in London. I get on over by Kipps Lane, but you can get on in so many places. But that's where usually I hop on, and then I get to anywhere I need to go from there. Just because I don't like being on main roads either. As much as I can, I'll stay on the trails. So
the Thames Trail is literally the best. It is so good.
They put those two new bridges in that just happened over by the North like fields, and they
Yeah.
are just gorgeous. And I went over those like for the first time like 5 days ago or something because I didn't actually know it was finished. And I was like, "What? This is awesome!" So now it all connects so nicely. And I'm like, "Oh,
They're so nice. The other day I went kayaking down the Thames River for the first time, and you see it from a whole new perspective because normally you're on the trails, biking, walking, whatever. Then you're in the water and it's like, whoa, whole new world. It's so fun.
I would love that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Highly recommend it. It's a great activity. Okay, second question of the day is, who is someone that you look up to and why? We'll say dead or alive. Doesn't matter.
Luke, you're going first on this one. I need a second to think.
So for me, people I would say that I have looked up to and continue to look up to is Francis Chan's always been a big one for me. I've read most of his books, and I'm very aligned with many things he thinks. It's not everything, but you never have to be aligned with everything that somebody thinks. But it's definitely somebody I look up to in just his way he looks about Christianity and how it's just portrayed in the way, again, the North American culture has taken it so far away and what it needs to be. So he's definitely the biggest one that comes to mind when I think of somebody that I've looked up to.
What's your favorite book that you read of his?
I have to say Crazy Love. I've read that one 3 times. I love it so much. Erasing Hell, though, I'm doing audiobooks this year. Oh, I should have said that. Another hobby. I'm doing one audiobook a week. So I've been going through a lot, and I just did Erasing Hell, and that one was so well done. I would recommend that one to everybody, and Crazy Love, because both of them are just phenomenal books, and they're on audio, and it's free from the library. So come on, I'm just giving out information.
So many plugs here. I'm pretty sure Crazy Love has a series on Right Now Media as well, like a video series.
They do, yeah, for a Bible study. Yeah, it's good. I've done parts of it. I haven't done the whole actual series though.
Yeah, well, plug if anybody needs some resources for the pandemic. Look at Francis Chan, all his stuff.
For me, I would probably say my brother. He's my half brother, and he's 10 years older than me, and he has overcome a lot in life, things that I hope I never have to go through. And just like his, how do I say it? Like, just like his go-getter mentality, that he never gives up, that he's always looking to improve where he's at in life, whether it's jobs or like relationships with friends and stuff like that. He's just someone that I look up to as someone who, like, when he gets knocked down, he stands up always, and it doesn't matter how hard he gets hit, he'll always stand up and try to make that a learning experience, and that's something I really admire about him.
I love having those people in my life, the ones, because it's so hard sometimes when like you get knocked down, it's so hard to get yourself back up. But if you have someone to look at who has done it over and over and over again, it's so motivating. So I think that's
for
awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Okay, cruising along. Question number 3 of 4. We're going to get through all 4 questions. Okay, question number 3. Who or what is your favorite book or your favorite person in the Bible?
Can I say Jesus, or is that an easy answer?
That's the cop-out answer.
Okay, fair enough. I'll try and go a little bit deeper than that.
Okay, for me personally, it's definitely, well, I wouldn't say there's favorite because it's all 4 of the Gospels, but the reason behind that is I find Jesus just gave us like the perfect example of how to live on this earth. So it's like he gave us everything. Like he went through all of the same trials we did. Again, everything that he had happened to him is something that, again, is going to happen to us. And that was where it's kind of, you can picture yourself in his shoes and like you can say, oh, that's what I should do in this situation. So I found it's most applicable for me in my life is definitely been the Gospels.
Mm-hmm. I am in the middle of the book of Luke, actually. And it is, yeah, so good. And it's blowing my mind. Sometimes you just have to come back to it and be like, oh yes, this is it. This is what, yeah. And then you just, Jesus. I don't know why you would follow anybody else.
Literally.
I know.
So in Luke and I's Bible study, we're going through Romans right now. And I read it in the past, but I was like a little bit younger, and now reading it now, like it's crazy to see like the different, like how some chapters are so literal and so straight to the point, and some others are kind of like out there thinking, and how like they're both related, but just like the difference between the two, I find that interesting. And might not be a very popular book. I love Revelations. I like reading it and trying, not like I'll ever know what exactly is meant by some of the things that are said, but I whenever want to do research on the Bible, I always drift to Revelations. I don't know why.
Hmm.
I think that personally, unpopular opinion, I think we might be nearing the end. So I think that reading Revelations is, I don't know, I enjoy it, and that's just for my personal beliefs. But that's fine. I just enjoy reading it and trying to figure out and decipher what is meant by some of the, not analogies, but some of the imagery. Imagery, that's the word.
Yeah. Well, if our podcast was longer, we could dig into that a little bit longer, but I'm going to have to keep everyone on a cliffhanger of like, what does Shane actually think about the book of Revelation? This is just a note to reach out to Shane and ask him his personal opinion.
Go ahead, ask me.
Yep, that would be a riveting conversation, I think. Okay, to close it off, since we are at the end of time, this is the last question, and you can elaborate or not elaborate, whatever you want. What do you think would be the coolest superpower to have?
There's so many.
I know.
The first one that comes to mind for me is flying.
Oh.
That means I don't need a car anymore. Well, maybe for groceries I might need a car. But, like, to get to work, I just go out my window. See you later, everyone. I'll be at work in 2 minutes. Like, I think flying and being able to, like, see the world from, like, literally a bird's eye view would be so cool.
Do you think if multiple people had the superpower of flying, we'd have to have, like, air traffic control with people flying in the sky?
There'd definitely be a speed limit.
I wonder how you track that.
I'm on the same kind of page, but I've always thought flying would be awesome, but I think teleportation is kind of where I'd go, because flying still takes time to get places, and rather than being like, yo, I just want to go somewhere for a day and I don't have to have any travel time and I can just be there, like definitely teleportation would just be the most amazing thing, and I could see the world and not have to pay all these ridiculous flight prices. So I would definitely say teleportation.
Okay, but Luke, would you not want to see like the world from a bird's eye view though?
I'll go on a plane while it's fine.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool. Cause teleportation was the other one that came to mind, but I'm like, I really want to see. I don't know. I'd like to see it like Josh's drone. If you could teleport, you could just be like, Josh, can I borrow your drone for a day? I want to see what North Park looks like from up there. You know, so you might be onto something with teleportation.
I was also on the same wavelength of teleportation. I think that'd be awesome. But also, speaking of Josh's drone footage, I am so excited to see what he creates when he comes back, because he's going to create some epic stuff with that drone. It's going to revolutionize the youth group.
I asked him to bring it to the wedding, so hopefully we can get some cool overhead of something. Even if there's just 10 people there, it'll look cool.
Everyone stay tuned for the drone footage of Shane's wedding. All right. Well, we are at the end. Thank you, you guys, for hopping on for this week's podcast. We have another one coming out next week with unknown guests. You'll have to stay tuned to find out. But yeah, thanks for sharing a little bit about who you guys are and what you think. And anybody who's listening, if you have any further questions, just reach out to them. They're
Heck yeah.
Yeah, on Instagram.
If you play fantasy football, oh, sorry, Madison, I definitely just cut you off.
That's okay. Keep going.
If you play fantasy football and want me to join your league or want some pointers, let me know. I'll always talk about it.
And you can talk about the Book of Revelations as well.
Yes.
That too.
A great conversation. Awesome. All right, we are going to close it off, but thanks again, guys, for hopping on, and we'll be back next week.